Welcome to a brand new week of This is Private Practice. It is Monday the 13th. Yes, it's a Monday and it's a 13th. And nothing bad happened. So for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere who are watching, it's going to be an awesome day. We've had nice, even temperatures, not too hot, not too cold, just right. It's been a little humid, as you can tell from the extra bit of curly kinkiness that's gone into the hair today, but that's okay. We don't care if there's humidity in the air. Sophie, the fabulous Sophie, is back. She's just told me that the fires around us in the national park and close to where we are under control. Doesn't mean they're out, but this is the first time in probably a month that they've been under control, which is fantastic. Which means that if we have lightning strikes, lots of wind and super hot days anytime soon, they could very quickly get out of control. So thank you for your continued thoughts and concerns and prayers and all of the good juju you've been sending me. It is delightful to have Sophie back in the office today. We've been so chatty. I did not realize how lonely I was without her here and how worried I was without her here. My team is back. I've spoken to a couple of them today, and I'm excited. We've had new referrals to allocate, new people to go and see. So it feels like the business centre of Australia is starting to pick up again, which is great for those of us who can pick up and keep working so that we can keep the economy moving while those in recovery can get the support and help that they need. Do you like my new wall? I'm very proud of my new wall. Some of you may have seen pictures that I posted yesterday as I was trying to put the wall decal together, whatever that word is. It was a giant jigsaw puzzle, which I was totally unexpected of. I thought it was going to come in one giant sheet, and I had planned this whole way I was going to get this sheet of plastic to stick on the wall, but no. It was a jigsaw puzzle, but it's cool. I think it looks awesome. And the tree has quite a lot of significance for me. The branches of the tree represent the income streams that we have and the ways we help people here at Purple and with myself at jomuirhead.com. And the leaves are when we do something good and are fabulous, and in time there'll be birds that'll be released as well. So birds come to trees for shelter, for nutrition, to find community, to feel safe. And then when we're done, we can release the little birdies and they can be off, but the tree stands strong and tall. And it's an image that has been spoken over my life for a really long time. And I saw this up in one of our customers' offices last year, and they were putting all the positive comments that their customers had been making as leaves on their tree, and I just took the idea and made it my own, which is fantastic. Hello to the people who are watching. I can see that you're watching. I just can't tell who you are. So I haven't got my little other kit up and running yet. I've unpacked it. I've made sure it works. I just haven't worked out how to fit it on my desk with all the other piles of stuff that are here. So I wanted to speak into goal setting, given that it's already the middle of January and some of you may already be feeling a little despondent about your goals. Let me explain. I'm going to tell you a story, the story of Joe. So I, for many, many years, would set goals and be overambitious. Anyone else relate to that? Would not have enough resources, would not understand the steps that it took to get from where I am now to that goal achievement. And I can become an incredibly task-oriented person, and I forget that people have feelings and that people actually matter. I don't do it intentionally, but when there is a task to be completed, I want the task completed. And unfortunately for me, SMART, the acronym SMART, goal setting, really fed into my sense of ambition. But then, and the antithesis of that was I was left feeling shamed and a failure because I was not achieving the goals that I set myself. And it's that if you don't achieve goals long enough, you start to feel miserable and horrible, and all of those syndromes around negativity and self-sabotage start to kick in. So it was not working for me. Now, I set goals with clients all the time. In fact, I'm incredibly good at setting goals with clients. My coaching clients love it because I actually create a document that says, well, this is what you said you wanted to work on, so this is how we're going to do it. They never look at it again. I spend a lot of time writing that document, but I do it for my own purposes, not for them, because it's about me helping them stay on track. And then, so I needed to come up with a technique that was about that was going to help me stay on track. And what I discovered was that if I put a dollar value as my goal, it became the pursuit of that dollar at the expense of things that were important to me, like values, my health, relationships, the people around me. I thought I would flip that over and say, well, this is how many people. I turned the people into a number amount and found that the same thing was happening, that people stopped being humans and they started just being a mechanism for me to achieve that task. I also found that I would have unreasonable expectations of other people if I felt that they were getting in the way of me achieving my goals, i.e. task completion, and I was all round not a very pleasant person. Now, I am self-aware enough to be able to have this conversation with you today, which is okay. What I discovered was that for me, goals need to make sense in terms of how I want to feel. So I can assure you, last week, I think it was Wednesday, I did not feel like arriving at work to find that this computer that I'm using now would not work. That was not in my plan for the day. It was not a goal for the day. However, having a computer that works helps me achieve my goal of having a business that operates to help me manage the things that I want to have in my life. But I can assure you, there was nothing in my goals for the day that had anything to do with having to drive 20 minutes away, drop off my computer so it could get fixed and drive back, because there's no way I'm paying that call out fee. I'm sorry, I am just not doing that. Hello, Kelly Irving. So that meant I didn't have my computer, and I don't know if you're like me, but I like being in my workspace at my desk with my things and the way they're set up in my stuff. So I have another laptop. I am lucky enough to have two. One's my traveling laptop that I use when I go traveling. One's what I use here. So I could have been completely derailed by that and sat there and tapped my fingers and going, when's this going to get fixed? And why do you have to do all these diagnostics? Can't you just fix it and just do what you need to do? Or, as I have done in the past, that's it. This is unreliable. Just spend $4,000 on a new computer. Didn't do that either. Self-awareness, learning about myself. So I was able to take the computer. Now, I lost half a day's productivity over that. That's cool. Wasn't on my plan of things to do. And I came back and I just had to revisit what my priorities were, because the computer wasn't the goal. It wasn't the task. However, getting to the point where I have a business that is able to function and operate without me, that is able to serve people and help people become well, to be able to help health professionals do the best work that they can do the way they want to do it, I need a computer who can help me do that. So for me, if the goal was all of the things on my to-do list that I have so carefully prepared and reverse engineered for the next 12 months, if I was focused on that, I would have been incredibly derailed and overwhelmed and stressed out and anxious and not very nice to be around. I'd also been planning to have a very new thing happen in my business this January. And it's been frustrating because it's been dependent on it. I've needed funding, so I've been negotiating for funding, and I've had a person in mind that I wanted to help me pull this thing together. And we've been talking and things have been going on, but this negotiation's been going on for 3 months. But I've got my plan up on the wall that included this project with the funding, because I'm pretty sure the funding is going to come through. However, I've lost the person. So my goals, set by month, set by quarter, right now need reevaluating. Now, I could get all upset and get all, if I was just doing my SMART goals, I'd be like, well, how the hell am I going to achieve all of that if I don't have that resource, and work myself into a lather and overcommit and want to take on more clients and try and find more staff and not do things sensibly. But the outcome is I don't desperately need that person. It would be a great resource. It will help me do things faster. But I've been doing okay for the past 10 years. So my goal is to make sure that I have a business that is sustainable without me having to do all the delivery in it, which we're almost there. I want to be able to take more time off. I want this business to grow. I want us to be able to help more people, which means I need to change my attitude and my mentality. If I was attached to all of these goals that are tasks because I've written them like SMART goals, then I would not have the emotional flexibility and freedom to go, That goal is still important. I still want to feel free. I still want to be content. I still want to do excellent work. I still want to impart with significance. I still want to leave my mark on the world. They're my goals. They're my intentions. The way I get there tends to be a little bit different based on circumstances, things outside of my control, things like my health or my husband's health, or the fact that we've had a bushfire crisis here, or the fact that a person I wanted to bring into my business got a better offer. So goal setting, you've really got to find a way to help you become attached emotionally. That is what I have discovered. What is the emotion that you want to experience from that goal? Because we could all say we want $1 million practice, or we could all say I want to have a group practice, or we could all say I want to have an online program and I want to make all this money and I want to do all this stuff, but why? And I'm not talking about your Simon Sinek why, which I think we've bastardized if we're really honest. I'm talking about the how do you want to make that, how is that important to you? What do you want to feel as a result of that? What's really cool is the women, currently they're all women, in my You the Entrepreneurial Clinician community. We did this exercise together last week and I spoke into it and they were like, that's how the overwhelm. I told them the whole computer story because it kind of happened before I met them. And they went, that's how overwhelm kicks in. That is so cool, Joe. So now they can start apprehending their attachment to that task being completed, which is not the same as goal attainment. There you go. I know some of you are going to hit me and hate me and not really like that. I'm not suggesting that SMART goals are bad. They're not good for me. They might be great for you, which is awesome. Please keep using them. But what I am suggesting is let's go a little bit beyond that and become a little bit more sophisticated and go, why does it matter that you achieve that goal? What is it that that goal is actually trying to help you experience, achieve, live, be? So for argument's sake, well, not argument's sake, another example is I have this gorgeous lady in my world. She's in the You, the Entrepreneurial Clinician community, and she wants to do all of her delivery as telehealth. And I'm like, that's really cool. Why? Just like, because I can serve more people and I can do this. No, why? What is it? What's in it for you? Oh, well, I've just downsized and we now live in a mobile home and I just want to be able to travel and go and see all the people I need to see and do the things the way I want to do them. That's why. If you keep that goal as your goal, it's not going to matter what disrupts you along your way because you will be creative enough to go, goal hasn't changed. How I get there might change. So I've spent a lot of time doing the shame, the guilt, the obligation, the feeling crappy about not achieving goals. And once I worked out what it was I wanted to experience by achieving my goals, totally flipped it on its head and made such a massive difference to me. So the computer's now fixed. We can get on with things. I will work out what I'm going to do with this project that is not going to happen in the time frame I expected. I need some thinking time around that. But you know what? My business will still be here. It will still be supporting my lifestyle. I'll still be able to serve the people I want to serve, possibly just not going to grow as fast as I thought I would in the first 6 months of this year. And you know what? That's not always a bad thing. I'm choosing to believe right now that the right thing will happen at the right time because history tells me that that's what it does. Been doing this for 10 years, coming into my 11th. That is what my history tells me. Anywho, this is private practice. I am aiming to be here this week. I am aiming not to have another flare-up like I did last week, which was pretty disgusting and horrible, and I don't recommend them, but you know what? They end, so that's pretty cool. So for anyone else who might be living with a flare-up at the moment, the best thing you know about a flare-up is they end. They are not forever. So until I am back here talking to you about all things private practice, go be your awesome self.